Well, hello, Guardians. My name is Poe, and you guys should know that already. We're talking a little bit about the loot system in Destiny. To my surprise, that was one of the most voted issues of the game when I made that commentary a few days ago. I asked you guys, the viewers, the Guardians, how you guys felt about the flaws of this game, and as per expected, you saw the fusion rifles and the panic supers and a lot of other things that people were semi-upset about. But the big one, the one that I felt like the majority of the community sided with, is they absolutely despise the loot system in Crucible and Rock Strikes and other situations. So let's talk about this. Let's break this down a little bit so people can understand. So by the time this commentary is over, I would love and give you guys a little homework assignment. Please leave a comment telling me if your opinion about the loot system was reinforced by this video, if it's changed, and anything along the lines of that. I'm curious to see where you guys feel when this one is all said and done. So, let's start with this. The exotic items are clearly the highest tier in the game, the most sought after items and weapons in the game. We all want them, and it feels great when you do retrieve them, especially if it's from something like Crucible or a Rock Strike, and it's not one of the traditional ways that you can get them easily. Let's just not kid ourselves. Exotics can come to you quite easily, damn near given to you by Xur. I mean, as much as us would like to be like, oh no, this is a rare item, I feel special because I'm one of like 1,000 people that has it. Doesn't happen, because Xur has pretty much sold almost every exotic in this game by now. Yeah, there's probably about 5 that he hasn't, but seeing as how there's like 50 of them in the game, that's pretty ridiculous, and they're quite easy to achieve because, well, you can get weekly strikes, which are enough to give you a piece of armor and a weapon pretty much alone if you have 3 characters. Push that aside, there are 15 other opportunities per week that you can get a pretty decent shot at an exotic, 6 of which are from each of the raids individually. You can get 3 chances from the exotic chest in the Vault of Glass raid, and 3 from killing Atheon. There's 6 right there if you have 3 characters made, and let's face it, by this far into the game, that's a lot of people that have 3 maxed out characters, or even 3 of the same Warlock, or so on and so forth. So, you have that. Same thing applies to the Crota's in raid. You can get 3 from killing Crota, or you can get 3 from the chest. Be it, side note, that chest, you don't even have to pull the trigger once in that raid. You just walk in there and open that chest and could potentially get an exotic. That's kind of silly too. So, I feel like I get a couple exotics from those opportunities each week. You throw in the Nightfalls, 1 for each character. There's another significant chance that you can get those. I've had like 10 exotics in a week before. I'm not even going to lie. That's high. That doesn't happen often, but it does happen. I've also had, just 1 or 2 happen. I don't see myself getting, and I do all of those, all 15 opportunities, and I feel like I get at least, 1, 2, or 3 a week. That is completely honest, and that's how I feel about it. So, there's a pretty significant rate of those. So with that being said, with as much as these are given to you and as easy as they are to acquire, I've never understood the complaint of people with seeing how they drop in Rock Strikes, and more importantly, Crucible Strikes, because you get them so easy in many other ways throughout the game, on a weekly pattern. So that's one thing. Everybody likes to be rewarded, and I think the problem is generally lying within the PvP Crucible system. Rock Strikes are about the only way to farm legendaries. I'd say I average about 1 legendary per hour if you chalk it up. If not, the blues lead up to a potential Postmaster package, and that could be a legendary or 2 too. So outside of that, I don't think that's really the problem. People generally complain about the Crucible one, and it's generally based on performance. A lot of people are like, man, I went 35-5, and I carried the team, and I was such an influential part of our victory, and I worked my ass off. I had some amazing plays. I feel so good about myself. I got nothing, and the dude went 5-17, and he got a last word. That's generally the complaint I see. I've seen people complaining about that since day one, that they don't like that system. They don't think it's fair. I do. And I know that just probably took you for a turn. I do. Trust me, I'm the first guy to be with you, like, I understand how much that hurts. I am almost always at the top, if not the top 2 players of the team when I'm actually trying. I understand what I do to help the team, and I've seen time and time again other people that were less skilled get the benefits of that. And I'm going to tell you why I'm actually okay with that. For starters, I look at the reward system as towards what I think it actually is. Everybody looks at the reward system and they think it needs to be based off performance. That's not what it is, guys. If you look at something and expect it to be that way, and it's really not that way, that's your error. That's your mistake. You know what I mean? That's kind of like on you. It's pretty much a participation reward. It's supposed to be an incentive for you to actually stick out the entire match. It's supposed to be like an opportunity for people to stay in through the game and be like, oh, I don't want to rage quit. I want to see what I get at the end. It's meant to be this incentive for people to not rage quit games and leave teams just undermanned and just pretty much guaranteeingly going to get a loss because they're understaffed for that situation. I like the system the way it is because I understand what it is. I also understand there are good players and bad players. You have to have a top and you have to have a bottom. Should the people that participated and even tried, they may not be as good as you, but those people that even tried have to suffer or have to, suffer less opportunities simply because they are not as skilled as you are in this area? I'm sure there are other things in their life that they are better than you at, and it's give and take. That's how it is. I'm better than you at video games. You may be better than me at jump roping. And does that mean that you should have to suffer and not have the opportunities that I do because I'm better than you at something? No. I think it needs to stay randomized. Think about it this way. Say you have a kid. Say, I don't know if you have kids or not, but say you have like an 8-year-old, 10-year-old kid. Odds are he's not going to be the greatest guardian in the galaxy. You know what I mean? He's not going to be the strongest kid on the block. So do you think just because there are better players out there, he shouldn't have the equal opportunity to get drops? Because he's not going to be the greatest in the world, and they're just bad players all around. I think the system needs to stay how it is because I notice it for what it truly is, and it is a participation effort. And if you wanted that actual thing to roll over, that it has to be skill-based and those that performed well get the drops, then you would have to apply that to things like Rumble. So the top place player gets something, maybe second place, and everyone else gets nothing. How about carrying that over to Rock Strikes? Just because I killed more, creatures than you did, does that mean I get the legendary and you don't? It's AI, though. I mean, what's the real difference between the two? Nobody complains about the rock drops. No one's ever complained about, oh, damn, he got a legendary, because you acknowledge it for what it is. And that is a group effort. You guys all went in there, you all did it, and it happens. So that's how I look at it. And I think more people need to look at it that way because I'm pretty sure that's what it's meant to be. So that's how I feel about that situation. Now, I do agree on the fact that there needs to be more drops in Crucible. I could do Rock Strikes and get a legendary and occasionally an exotic over an hour period, and I'm pretty much always going to walk away with like at least 10 blue Ingrams. It's just how it is. I can go through an hour of Crucible and not get any Ingrams. That's pretty much impossible to do in a Rock Strike for 10 hours. I feel that they need to like double, if not triple, the amount of drops given in the Crucible. I think it needs to still be randomized, but with that, you would also start seeing more legendaries, more exotics, with the more opportunities given. Because, let's face it, rocks and matches of Crucible are pretty much around the same time. You usually spend about 10 minutes or so in each one of them. I get it, I understand it, I feel it entirely. With that, you need to have double the opportunities and double the drops for everyone. People are going to start seeing more drops, it'd make them happier. If I can go out there and do Rock Strikes for, an hour and get, 10 blue Ingrams, but only get, an average of 2 or 3 per Crucible, that's not balanced. You got to understand that this game is built on PvE and PvP, and not everybody likes both of them. Some people only like the PvE and avoid Crucible. Some people are here only for the Crucible and avoid PvE. So why would the PvE be more beneficial to participate in, and you get the better rewards than the other guys? So that's pretty much where I leave you guys today. I think there need to be improvements upon it. I think that there needs to be better rewards. I think they need to drop more frequently in PvE. I think that the Crucible rewards need to be doubled, if not tripled. Let me know how you feel on that one too. And above all, this is what I see and understand the system to be. And I would really like you guys to leave a comment and tell me how you feel, if this has changed your opinion on it, if you understand it. I understand the sting of performing so well in Crucible and not getting anything for it. I know it all too well. But at the same time, I understand why it needs to be random, because they're just people that are not good at games, but they still participate, still tried, and they deserve the same opportunities you do. I also would like the idea that for those people that feel that way, maybe they implement a playlist where people have to play and the top rewards have better chances or better odds at getting those drops. Or maybe add that as an incentive for people that participate in the Iron Banner. Iron Banner is supposed to be a skillful thing. What if only the top 3 players on each team got the drops? I mean, there are different ways that they can spin this. That's how I feel. Let me know how you do down in the comment section below. I will catch you guys on another Destiny video tomorrow. If you like daily Destiny videos, hit the subscribe button. I will see you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, and also the like button if you enjoy the commentary. Take care, guys. Stay moist.